Hey, everybody, welcome to Unleash, Release, and Heal. And I am so excited to be here with amazing Lori today. And she is a public speaker, life coach, entrepreneur. She's been there, done it all. And she has a really incredible story to share with us today. So I'm super excited. So thank you, Lori, for being here today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about everything business and everything Lula today, too.
Yay. Okay, so we're just going to kind of dive right in. And for those of you kind of just joining, we are just going to talk a little bit about Lula, who is an amazing energy healer. She has helped not only individually with people, but also their businesses. So Lori is a business owner, and we just really want to kind of dig into her story a little bit and see how Lula has kind of helped her. So for those of you listening can understand a little bit more about how she could potentially help your business excel. So, Lori, kind of give us a little background, or like think about your life maybe before or right when you were starting your business, and where were you at? Like, personalize this for us a little bit. Like, how was life for you looking at this point?
So, yeah, that's a great question. So to take you back, there was a time, and not to go really deep so fast, but I'm going to go really deep so fast.
Perfect.
So, yeah, when I was in my 20s, my best friend was actually murdered. And it took me years and years and years to really work through this. And so what I found is, as I was building my business and coming into who I was as a coach and a speaker and learning and growing from that experience, there was still huge blocks happening in my life. And I had done trauma release, I had done all kinds of therapies, counselors, psychiatrists, you name it, to really work through this. And yet Lula was the one that really helped me to be able to move that energy out and like have these amazing breakthroughs. Now, it wasn't an overnight thing. It was a very complex issue, but it was one that I got to the other side of. And during that process, she was instrumental for me. Like, she could do things that nobody else could do, as far as like healing my spirit, healing my energy, helping me to like really overcome some of the feelings, the deep-seated feelings that I had towards that. So moving through that, like I got through that, she helped me, and I got into speaking and coaching, and I took all of those things that I had learned throughout, I've been doing this for over 20 years now.
Mhm.
And I took it to a platform, a stage, and I was able to speak to thousands of people and share my message and share my story, and like really just honing in on helping people to have those deep breakthroughs. And so now fast forward, I have a coaching business. I've been doing the public speaking, and 3 years ago, I actually asked for a divorce after 24 years. So
Wow.
my ex and I had been together for 25 years, 3 kids. We had the dream house. We had what everybody peering in would appear to be the perfect life, right?
Mhm.
My online business was just taking off. I had just taken it to the online space. And so this was the most tumultuous time in my life. I mean, honestly, if for those of you that have ever gone through a divorce, or a loss of some kind, because divorce is a loss, right? Um,
Totally.
it's a loss of your identity, of who you are without the person, what that looks like. And I had to deal with all of these feelings that were coming up for me, and relationship issues. And it was a struggle. And without Lula at that time, I would have floundered completely. Now, that's not without saying that it wasn't gut wrenching, very difficult things that I had to work through. But because of her, and I go and see Lula every single week. I mean, she is my go-to. She's my secret weapon. Like, she has really served me in ways that I can't say it enough, are like truly mind blowing. And unless you've experienced Lula, you can't understand it, because
Great.
it's just so transformative. So during the hardest time of my life, I continued to build my online platform and my online business. And I made a huge difference with people around the world. I was able to take the things that I had learned in the online space and apply them to other people and show them how to build their businesses and gain visibility on social media. And like the healing powers that can come from Lula's gifts, and her gifts are very unique to her.
Mhm.
Um, it's been able to change my business, change my life, and now I have, and it's taken 3 years, but I have a good relationship with my ex-husband. Um, I have a business that's still thriving, that's still moving forward, and I'm on the cusp of some really amazing things right now, and I totally couldn't be where I'm at without her in my life, for sure.
Right. Well, sounds like so amazing. And for those of you that haven't met Lulu yet, she really truly does offer some very unique skill set for all of us to just kind of gain some wisdom and knowledge. And tell me, Lori, like when you go into like having these disruptions in life with the divorce and things like that, and knowing that you've had this support from someone else, kind of like what does that look like for you? Like she's not the type that comes in and just is like on top of you all the time. Like you really have had to work on yourself and find that identity for you with her just kind of guiding you in a way and continuing to help you work on your piece. Like it's not easy, I guess, is what I'm after
No.
with it.
And anybody that tells you that there's a magic fix out there, that's BS, right? So with what Lula does is she does open up possibilities and opportunities, and you can then have the awakeness to recognize when they show up in your life, and moving some of that energy out of you, that negative energy, and filling you with that positive energy. You're able to walk forward and make those decisions as they come up, figure out the things that work best for you, work on those things, because it's multi-layered, isn't it, in our
Right.
life? And we're going to have things that keep coming up and showing up until we've learned from it and move
Mhm.
on. But it truly is life changing when you can have somebody that can support you, like you said, and you can then take really hard things that happen in our lives
Mhm.
and find that golden nugget out of it and grow from it. And I feel like now where I'm at in my life is so much stronger than I was 3 years ago, even with all of the disruptions. And it's pretty amazing. I'm happy where I'm at right now.
That's awesome. And truly talking with you, it's very visible and very apparent that you're in a pretty good space. You feel very grounded and light. And I think that's a huge piece of what people can kind of see. When we think about divorce, I think we all have maybe some misconceptions about what life's going to look like for you. Like, I know we've all had times where it's like, I can't get out of bed today, or, any sort of disruption in your life, whether it be that or getting out of an abusive space for some people listening, or like you're talking about grief and loss. Like, it is huge, but to have that extra support and to see where you're at now, I mean, like that's truly is the magic wand, right? Like we can't always figure things out on our own, and to take a step back and allow yourself to come out of that grieving process and those hurtful times and learn from them and see them as experiences that you can grow and change and flourish is a huge piece that I think really does help get you to where it is that you want to be. And I think also within that space, talk to us a little bit about, has she helped you as far as like, what do you feel like people talk about goal setting and like be really clear on your mission or your path? And I think that gets a lot of people really frustrated, and maybe why they're seeking help with Lula is, I know I want to do this thing. I maybe just don't have A, B, and C in place yet. Talk to us about how she was able to help you get a little more clear with what you feel your purpose or your path has been in this process.
Yeah. So there's been many times when I've been kind of in a transition period in my business, and I've been at that crossroads, what you're talking about, you know, like, do I go this way? Do I go this way? I'm kind of confused. I need that clarity. And she's been able to provide that, you know, from listening and working with me and, you know, offering up opportunities or helping me to identify those opportunities
Mhm.
or like get back to who you really are. Do what you're really passionate about, what lights you up. And you know, for me, that's been huge because it's so easy for me personally to get in the mindset of, you know, work hard, you know, do this, do that, but then the passion kind of fades. And getting back into that alignment with what really drives you, what lights you up, what gets you going, what's the message that's on your heart to share, especially in the space of being a coach and a speaker. Like, you have to come from a very authentic, real place. It's not about the business, it's about who you can serve in the process, and the money and the abundance will come. But she's really helped me to get back into alignment with who I really am so that I can show up in my life and have that passion for what I do and make the choices to do the thing, you know?
Right. And just to have that support behind you, kind of almost cheering you on to getting into where it is that you want to be, for sure, is a huge deal.
Yeah. She
Okay,
helped.
so you led us right into the next question. So kind of tell us a little bit about what you do and how else has she helped you with your business and finding your gifts, because we all know that we have gifts and talents and things. Like, tell us a little bit, give us some little nuggets on what you feel have really helped you, what you've discovered in yourself, your gifts, your talents, and how you feel like this has helped you with your business now.
So, going back like 3.5 years ago, like I said, I was in that transition of taking my business to the online space. And I was sitting in a networking meeting, and my coach at the time, before she was my business coach, she told me, I want you to do, because I said, what can I do? I'm new to this space. Like, how do I break into it? There's so many, you know, voices everywhere about what to do next. And, you know, I'm kind of terrified, to be honest. And she says, I want to challenge you to do 100 live videos in 100 days. And I
Wow.
thought, holy crap. And it took me a week and a half to actually hit the live button because I was terrified. And you'd think after, you know, speaking to audiences all over and all of that, that I would have the confidence, but no, it was a little intimidating. You can't edit it. You can't, you know, like, what you see is what you get. Like, there was this fear factor happening there, but I jumped on and I did it. And for 100 days, no matter if I was sick, no matter if I was busy, no matter what other obligations I had, I put as a priority. And for that 100 days, though, I did those videos because I'm a natural born storyteller. I love sharing stories. I love sharing a message. I love adding value to people's lives. And so for 100 days, I only got on to share a message with people. I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for business. And Lula supported me through that process. And as I did that 100 videos in 100 days, I had people reaching out to me from all over the world. I had a coach in Australia reach out to me. He has his own show, TV show. And he was like, how are you coming up with all this content every day? Like, what's your secret? And he was amazing. He ended up gifting me Brendan Burchard tickets to go see him in Phoenix, and I was able to go. And I had another guy that's a famous book writer, author. He reached out to me. I love what you're doing on social media. Like, you're making such a difference. I want to gift you these tickets. I mean, it was just crazy. Like, I had all of these opportunities and doors opening up, and people were seeing me and hearing the message, which is the most important thing.
Right.
But throughout that process, like I said, I had Lula in my corner and I had somebody supporting me. And so from there, after that 100 days, I went to myself, okay, what's next? Like, I've done this, I did the challenge, like, okay. And I thought about it. And because of the support that I had, it was really placed on my heart. And I knew, like, okay, it's find your voice. I'm going to help people find their voice online, in the online space. That's what I've been doing for the last 100 days. And so I created my very first online challenge, which was Find Your Voice. and it was a success right off the bat. And I've been able to coach people from all over the world. The people that have done some of my programs, because I went from find your voice into share your story, maximize your message. I've done one-on-one coaching, high ticket coaching, year-long programs. So it's evolved, like it's totally evolved. And throughout that process, like I've learned story selling instead of that icky selling. Like I know how to connect with people and to really reach in and grab their heart and like get that loyal customer because you really care. And it's about serving your clients on a higher level and on a higher vibration, and you'll attract what you're putting out. And Lula has really helped me to do just that. And so now I've got some crazy things coming up, like I had mentioned, and I'm excited about that. I'm putting out some really cool evergreen programs where people will have self-study programs at home. So I'm going to continue on my mission to help people to share their message, because it's so important. Like the success that I've seen in my clients is, they're making six figures, they've become a speaker, they're taking the stage, they're sharing their message. I've had people write books. Like it's been crazy. I've had people start their own coaching business and start sharing their message and getting people involved. It's just been amazing. And there's no better feeling than knowing that you had a small piece to play in that.
Oh, for sure. And it's such a huge like gift to be able to even be a piece or a part of that, and just honoring who people are and what they're about. And just like you said, helping them find that message, find that purpose, which I think all of us are continually trying to source and seek out. And what is it that I really am wanting to do? Or not even that, but what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Right. And so for you to do that. Yeah.
Wayne Dyer, the late Wayne Dyer,
Yes.
he once said, we always think we should do these things. And he said, stop shitting on yourself.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. That's so awesome. But it's like such a cool thing to look back, I think, for you, and I can kind of mirror this back for you, but Lula was allowing you to share you and share your story and share your experience. And just by having that support around you, you were able to break out into this area and just find so much success because you were able to just ultimately be you. And I know for a lot of people, they look at you and they think you're beautiful, you're young, you're lively, you have a lot going for you.
I'm
But
young.
like, yeah, you are. You're so, yeah, and you're amazing and you have this energy. So then they think, well, she's got it easy because she just looks like this and does that and blah, 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 blah. But like, let people know, like, it's not always about just that. Like, for you to come on screen live for 100 days, I encourage all of you listening to try this challenge and get on with Lori, because this is not an easy task. I've done this myself and it is not easy. So yeah, tell us, like, I mean, realistically, like you seem so put together and so well, but tell us, like, share with us a little bit of how you've gotten into that part of all of this. Like, what is your, maybe a better question would be, what are your maybe daily rituals or things that really keep you going forward?
Working out is crucial for my mental capacity. Like that, it just is. And, um, it's been like this, over the last 3 years with what I've gone through as far as my weight and that kind of thing. But that's what really keeps me grounded. It helps me to start my day off fresh. Like I got to the gym this morning, did some cardio, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rock this, like
Mhm,
uh that is huge for me. I've recently started meditating,
mhm,
which I'm really enjoying. It's helping me to quiet my mind and to be an observer and to ask better questions of myself. And um, prayer is also big in my life. Connection with my higher power. And when I'm eating healthy, I feel better. And also, having Lula, and she is my support system as far as my energy, alignment. And I loved what you said, that she helps you to just really become you. And I think that's the key, right? Is
mhm.
she's not going to make you somebody else. and she doesn't have that power, right? Yeah,
Right.
you have that power, but it's more about the unbecoming of the layers that we put on along our path.
Mhm.
Because, as you said, oh, I might look put together, but we all have stories, right? We all have that, the traumas, the dramas, the whatever. And it's not always as it appears, right? And I've
Right.
worked really hard to get to where I'm at. And, a huge thing for me too is like diving into audibles, listening to books,
Mhm.
listening to motivational speakers. Like, especially, it's really important, just like anybody else, I'm prone to get down into those pits, of like, oh, woe is me, poor me, this happened, and it's in those times where we have that choice. We have that 5-second window to make a different choice, and to flip on an audible while I'm getting ready, and just like put some good stuff into my soul for that day, so it puts me in a better headspace. And before my coaching calls, like, I'll go listen to Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker, and he gets me charged up. I love his kick-ass attitude, and take charge type of guy. And it's about really honoring yourself throughout your day. And we all slip up, we all make mistakes, we all have days that we want to eat a gallon of ice cream, you know and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's about not judging yourself and honoring that space no matter where you're at, and saying, I'm going to do better tomorrow, or I'm going to do better in the next 5 minutes, or I'm going to make this choice right now. So Lula's also really helped me to identify with, I was raised in a very black and white, very Christian based home. So I picked up a lot of that good, bad, very hard lines in my life. And I have broken down all of those and realized that they're experiences.
Right.
Lula has helped me to see that. We don't have to put labels on good or bad in our lives. We can just say that was an experience. What did I learn from it? How
Right.
do I go and teach other people?
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of that. It really is something to be said when we can take a step back, when we recognize our feelings and emotions maybe aren't ours, or maybe we've picked up some negativity from somewhere else, and to have space for ourselves enough to say, what can I do for myself to make a change, to get to a higher frequency, to, just like you're saying, get to the gym or listen to something that's going to bring you up and out of that space. And again, I look at kind of work with Lula and go, I'm not immediately calling her. I'm now looking at myself and saying, what can I do to take that next step so that I can just push up to this next piece for me, instead of being, and that's a big part of, you're not codependently
No.
focused with that. You're just becoming more of an individual. You know right where your path is and what your purpose is and where you want to keep moving with it. And that is just a big deal. So thank you for sharing that ritual and that process with us, because I think it is really important that we all kind of hear that. There are moments when we're going to maybe even manifest a cold or a sore throat, and we can really take a look at it and go, what can I do in this space, knowing I have some support here? How do I look at this and see what it is to elevate to that next level? And that is a great way to put that. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, you betcha.
Okay, so just for all of you, we're kind of running out of time here. We don't want to keep everyone forever, but please, Lori, like, just give us kind of really quick synopsis of your ideal client, where and what maybe what one of your main goals is with kind of where you're going with your business.
Yeah, so my main clients are going to be leaders, coaches, and entrepreneurs that can be in the healing space. I've worked with people in MLM. If you're in business and you want to have visibility
Mhm.
online, that is my ideal client. And somebody that's, either starting their business or scaling their business. There's room for everybody, right, in that space, and I can take you from where you are to where you want to be, within that online space. And I have a lot of different programs to do just that. I'm really excited about rolling out my new Find Your Voice Evergreen program. So it's a self study home program. So
Awesome.
that's new. I'm excited about that. And yeah, what was your other question?
So just that, just kind of what your goals are and where you're kind of
So,
moving
yeah,
towards. So I think you got it. Yeah.
it's this brain of mine. Yeah. So ultimately, I would love to see my programs help people all over the world, which they have, but to a bigger level. I would like to expand the message that you have a voice and everybody has a message and a passion, and you're here for a reason. And living out that manifestation of who you are meant to be is the greatest gift. And that's my goal, is to help people to do just that. When we shine, we all shine brighter, and we're stronger together than we are apart. So that's my mission, that's my goal, is to continue to share it on a bigger scale, help more people, to really step into who they are, and watch them grow.
That's so awesome. Thank you again so much for sharing such great wisdom and tons of golden nuggets in this interview today. So really, really do appreciate your time today, Lori, and are so grateful for this opportunity to just have moments to be able to hear your story and kind of where you've come from and gone to, and wish you the best of luck. You're gonna have lots of people to help. I know it. So it's gonna be amazing. So thank you.
And thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so much fun. Okay, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We just had an amazing interview with Miss Lori at Unleash, Release, and Heal. And please, if you would like any more information, check out the bio in this video, and you can get in touch with Lori. There's many ways to get in touch with her, and I'll make sure to put links so that you can do so. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.